to be a generation that says we are out not for ourselves. We've touched the heart of God, and now we're going to change our world, and we're going to execute justice on the earth.
Youth are so important, very simply because youth are the future. And we want to have an incredible future, then we want to raise up incredible young people.
They hold our dreams. They hold the things that are in our hearts to do, but we may never get to do, but they will get to do them. They're so important. We're living all for you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living on for you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living on for you.
Hillsong United has always been, for the last 20 years, been our youth ministry.
Hillsong United is about our junior high, senior high and college age, all getting together to really honour God, to praise and worship God, to see friends come to Christ.
Our main goal is to put Christ at the centre of people's lives, whether it's through music, through our songs, through our worship services, through preaching or whatever. is to enlarge people's view of God.
We also want to unite with young people all over the planet who also share that same passion of reaching out to lost friends, seeing them come into the kingdom and really just passionately worshiping God.
God is real and God is fun and God is for now. So people and young people, high schoolers, uni students can come in and feel at home and feel like this is a place where they could come to get to know God and meet great people and have heaps of fun.
All I ever need is you. All I ever want is, all I ever need is you. Jesus, would you light my way? Jesus, would you light my way? Every word in every scene, to live for one who died for me. What grace is this to save my soul? My God, I give it up. Oh, all I ever want, all I ever need is you. It's you, yeah. All I ever want, all I ever need is you. All I ever want is, all I ever need is you. It's you, yeah. All I ever want and all I ever need is you.
We want to capture the hearts of young people by bringing them closer to a God who is our awesome God, who's the creator of the universe and who loves us and wants to know us. And I think young people get captured by the truth of that and it changes them. We try and allow young people to express their creativity through what we do, whether it's through the music, whether it's through dance, whether it's through all the other different art and media and things that we do, whether it's just through the skating and all that. We want to capture the hearts of young people by showing them that their giftedness is something that God can use to bring a difference to our world.
So United isn't just a band or just the guys who go on tour, but it's a youth ministry. And so every Friday night there's 6 bands playing across town, for different age groups, doing the same thing and doing it for the same reason.
I jump for wildlife on Fridays and I just love giving back into people. I have so much fun doing it.
The best part about Hillsong United on a Friday night is that we just get to come to a place and meet with the creator of the universe.
The best part of Wildlife would probably have to be the worship and the speaker.
You can get into that place, that intimate relationship with God, and just build on it, just you and Him.
It's amazing. It's just like, it's all your friends just all in one place just worshiping God. There's amazing musicians and people just want to touch God and there's just amazing things in that room.
You don't have to be old to be a Christian. You can really, start worshiping God and start going towards being a Christian, just being really God-focused at a young age.
Basically what we do, we have 2 church campuses. We have a Hills campus and a downtown city campus, and we have 3 programs happening at both. We have a junior high program for 11 to 14-year-olds happening in both campuses. We have a senior high program for 14 to 18-year-olds also happening. Both of those happening at the same time. And then an 18 to 25 is kind of college career age program happening as well. And they all happen, all three in the city, 3 out at Hills, and they have kind of separate zones where they all hang, and they have skate parks and a little kind of radio, in-house radio program, all sorts of things. And we have praise and worship, have the word which is relevant to their age group, and really believe to see their friends come to Christ. So, and then occasionally we bring everyone together, and that's when we're united. But we have a whole bunch of leaders and teams who are helping make that all happen all over the city. And it's just awesome. It's just a buzz here on a Friday night.
When I really got to know God was when I was 14. This when I came along to youth group again.
First time we went, we loved it. Had the best time. Now we never miss. Every Friday night we're always there.
It's good to connect with people my age and just have an awesome time.
Basically, about 4 years ago, a friend of mine invited me along to Wildlife, the senior high school ministry, and basically I got saved that night.
So Hillsong United it's more than a band, and it's more than just a youth ministry. I think the idea is that it's a movement of young people who are living for something bigger than themselves.
You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we live it all for you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we live it all for you.
Well, we're here right now at one of our last rehearsals before Encounter Fest. If you can see behind me, we're all setting up the stage, just getting ready for the final sound check and the last rehearsal, so it's going to be awesome. We're all so excited and so pumped.
What we're trying to achieve through the United album is a snapshot of the future of Hillsong Church, snapshot of the future of the church on the nation, because the youth is our future.
The last thing we want to do as a youth ministry is just create another CD and another thing to go on the shelves of bookshops and stuff. What we really want to do is capture what God's doing in our ministry at home.
But it's so much more than just recording cool songs or cool music for the sake of, you know, it sounding good. It's got to be real. It's got to be people worshiping God. It's got to be, you know, that God-people connection.
That we don't have to be someone else or be something else, but we're simply being ourselves and worshiping our God.
I really want to sow my time and my gift and my music into what God's doing in the church and in the youth group.
I love the vision. I love everything we're doing, and I want my life to be about God and people. And right now, this is the best way.
We love Jesus, and we just want to be doing our best for Him, you know, and make an impact in people's lives.
Hopefully, other young people will come to know Him in the way that I have.
Let me see your face. Never I will see you, 'cause all you are is all
see songs that stir the hearts of young people, that inspire them to live a life that is a sacrifice, to live a life that makes a difference, to pursue God with everything they've got. And if we can capture that and that can be reflected in the album, then I believe we've done what we're called to do.
Broke the night like the sun and heal my heart with your great love. And any trouble I couldn't bear, you lifted me upon your shoulder. Love that's stronger, love that covers sin and takes the weight of the world. And I love you, and all of my hope is in you. And Jesus Christ, take my life and take all of me. Stand on mountaintops with me, with you I walk through the valley. You gave your only son for me, your grace is all I rely on. Love that's stronger, love that covers sin and takes the weight of the world. And I love you, all of my hope is in you. And Jesus Christ, take my life and take all of me. And I give of my heart and say I need your song, my everything. Oh Lord. I love you so.
The goal of Encounter Fest is to see our young people totally change for God and to make the hugest impact on our community for Jesus Christ and for His kingdom.
And there's three things we want to achieve, and that's worship, justice, and the call of God. So the idea is that kids come along and they meet with God. They do some stuff that's bigger than themselves. And the third thing is that they hear from God and hopefully leave with a better idea of what God wants them to do with their lives. So
We want young people to have an encounter with God so that they go out into their world and they change their world. And when they come in contact with their friends or family members or people in the community, that people in the community encounter God through them.
The best part of Encounter Fest has just been seeing everyone just lift up their hands and worship God.
The message and just the worship has been amazing.
What I love about the conference so far is getting to see all my friends worshiping God like at the same time as I am.
We just want to get all together and just honour and worship our God.
The thing God's talked to me about in Encounter Fest is really there's a lot more to do. Like there's still souls out there ready to be saved.
God's really spoken to me about just not being worried about situations because God goes everywhere with me.
Just having a passion, just an uncontrolled passion that just stirs inside of you that you just can't contain. You just got to get it out there.
I can't do anything without him, and I just got to really be humble, and I've just got to have him so much in my life.
I need to meet with him in a quiet place more because I really want him to I really want me and him to grow in our relationship.
I know now that no matter what happens, no matter what I do, God is with me, and that's all that matters.
We sing majesty, majesty. Forever I am changed by your love. In the beauty of your majesty.
You know, worship and justice, I believe, is something that goes hand in hand. Jesus said, "This is my command, love the Lord your God with all your heart and love your neighbour as yourself," you know, and that's it.
So we worship God and get the most amazing experience, but then we go, oh, I want to see that in my friend's life. And I think that's at the core of our youth group.
God's heart is for those who are lost. That's who he came to seek and save, is the lost. Those who are hurting, those who are destitute. And so as you worship God, if you're really worshiping God, I believe what happens is your heart gets broken for lost and hurting people in the world. And you can't help but go, I got to do something about it.
Social justice is like going out to the community and caring for people that are less fortunate, telling the community that God loves them and that we're there for them to help them.
It's all about God's kingdom being first in a way where first of all we glorify God and second of all we're lifting people up.
And so we want to worship God, we want to love God, we want to honour him, but at the same time we want to, you know, make a difference and help people. So we'll show them some ways that they can help people practically, but it's got to be a lifestyle. It's got to be coming from a place where, you know, out of their relationship with God, they're so burdened with a desire and a passion to help other people.
Today is all about getting out into the community and helping people.
Basically, we're just here in the community and we've put on an afternoon tea for people in the area. Today, we're going around the neighbourhood and we're picking up rubbish. And as we do that, we're saying hi to people and asking them over to our church. We've tidied up the garage and stuff. Some of the guys, the older guys, have made a path down the side of the house. And they've mowed the lawns, they've cleaned the pool.
We're going to all the different stores, giving away free copies, asking people to come to youth on Friday night.
I've been in hospital for about 6 weeks. I haven't been well.
Yeah, we've been mowing the lawn, doing the whippersnipper, cleaning the garage out.
It's just nice to have the mess out of the way, but it's also nice to know that people care enough to do something like that for you. So it means a lot.
The end of Psalm 10 says that the Lord is king forever and ever. The nations have perished out of his land, and Lord, you have heard the desire of the humble. He's heard the desire of people who are passionate about him. And you will prepare their heart, and you will cause your ear to hear, to do justice to the fatherless and the oppressed, that man of the earth may oppress no more. And so it's very, very scriptural that as we grow in our passion and our love and our commitment to the King, that we will live to right that which is wrong.
Committed to our local community and loving and blessing them, but also to the nations of the earth. So I just believe it's a really exciting day, and I believe young people are catching that we got to live for something more than just the material stuff that we have in the Western world, but there's so much more for us to live for. And I think when young people see that, their lives are so much more fulfilled.
trying to do with the United Tours is basically the same as what we're trying to do with the CDs, and that is to take what we do of a Friday night and what's happening in our youth ministry and just bring it to other people's worlds. So, and hopefully people will get a clearer picture of what we're doing and what God's doing in our part of the world.
The reason why we do United Tours is because we want to head out around the world and really bring what's happening back home into places where, you know, youth ministries are wanting to grow, they're wanting to develop, and maybe from a distance they've heard the music, they've seen what's going on, but up close it's so much different.
We went to Canada this year, and I tell you what, it was an experience. Some of the opportunities we got, some of the people we met, it was just insane. And I know that God did some stuff through us, and I know that God did some stuff in us while we were there.
We went to awesome places in Canada and just saw God really move, you know, and in our lives as well. Like, it's easy to say God moved, you know, and say, well, what's the evidence? But in us, you know, in our lives, like, God really taught me so much stuff, and I know He taught a lot of the other guys stuff, and just getting emails back from young people just saying thanks so much for coming, you know, into our town and playing, and like, that means heaps, you know.
You see snow on TV, it doesn't look cold. It looks warm.
Can't nobody stop me now, 'cause I'm a part of the army now. Prison orders when I won't shout, even need to cry, won't sing it loud. You can see what you won't see, but I know what He done for me. Every day I can feel His power.
We never take for granted, like, if we go somewhere that, like, for what God's doing, or, like, you know, what He's doing in young people's lives, because one person might come to any kind of thing, whether it's us or someone else, and get their lives totally changed, and for them that's like a defining moment in their lives, you know. So every moment like that, like, we full on treasure.
The United Tours are important, although they are strategically placed throughout the year, because home is always the prize.
We love the privilege of heading out around the world and just being with people with like-minded faith. It's just amazing.
We want to take the message and the sound and the song of the youth here outside, just to inspire and encourage other youth from around the world.
My dad is bigger, stronger.
I see the next generation achieving the hugest stuff for God.
You know, a generation of young people who are not willing to compromise and who aren't just going to be complacent and just settle for what's happening.
I think they can go greater, wider, broader, higher, deeper than we've ever gone before.
We're really believing that over the years that we'll continue to reach more people.
Whatever is in the next generation's heart, whatever young people can dream, whatever they can believe for, that's what they can see.
The best songs haven't been written yet, the greatest youth ministries haven't been built.
So I think it's very magnificent what God is going to do through not just United, but the youth of the earth.
I will follow you all day.
In the future, I'd love to see myself as a person that made a huge impact on the earth.
I really want to be a preacher because I really want to see lost souls won to God.
I would just love to influence women around the world.
Start a band, start writing songs for Hillsong.
All I know is I want to make like a huge difference in our world. When I grow up, I want to be a youth pastor and just like influence young people's lives like our youth pastors today have done for me.
I will follow you all day. It's alright. live for your glory. And even if my world falls, I will stay above all. I live for